What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Ken Tunison here. Today I got a treat for you. All right, we're going to be watching Dorian Yates, Blood and Guts. Okay, not the whole thing. I'm just going to be watching the back and rear delts section of it. And why I'm watching this is because I've heard a lot of great things about this guy and his philosophy and his approach to training that is a lot different than a lot of the stuff that you will see today. And it was even different for other people in his time. Okay, a lot of the opposing bodybuilders, the guys that came second, third, fourth to him, they were not training his way. Okay, they were not doing what he was doing. And that's why he was number one. All right, and they were not number one. So a little background on this guy. He trained, I don't know if you guys ever heard of him, but Mike Mentzer. He trained basically the same as Mike Mentzer. So he would do 4 workouts a week, all right? And back and rear delts was one of them. He did chest and biceps on the first day. Then he had day 2, which was back and rear delts. Then he would take off. Then on the third day, it'd be legs, I believe. And then he would take another day off. And then on the fourth day, the final day of the week where he's actually training, is going to be shoulders and triceps, I'm pretty sure. And he hit abs and stuff throughout the week, I'm pretty sure. Definitely did cardio, right? He's a bodybuilder, pro bodybuilder. They all do cardio. But that was pretty much his split. And at the time, that was unheard of, right? Nobody really did that. A lot of the top guys, they were still following stuff like what Arnold did, which was 6 days a week. That was a program that I've done once upon a time, and a lot of volume in that program, all right? And one of the major drawbacks to that program is that it's very hard to get stronger on a lot of the key movements, a lot of the compound lifts. It was very hard to get strong on them because you're just doing so much volume. You know, you're expected to do all of these sets, and it's just very hard to, again, gain strength week by week, and it's just difficult. Another thing, it's very hard on the joints. If you're like me and you work, let's say, a pretty demanding job, it's very hard to keep up with a program like the Arnold program, right? 5, 6 days a week, training all the time, like 2 hours a day. It's very hard to keep up with that, which is why I've started doing this guy's program. 4 days a week, what I just said, the chest and biceps, back and rear delts, legs on one day, and then shoulders and triceps on another. And the sets are warm-up sets, okay, about 3 warm-up sets, maybe 4, and then just 1 to 2 complete all-out, balls to the wall working sets. And I do believe that is the way to go if you are working a job that is very demanding of you. I definitely think it's the way to go, because then your joints are going to be less taxed, all right? You're going to have more rest, and you're just going to have a lot more fun, all right? I feel like this is the way to go, maybe not on the split days, you know, like 4 days a week, not telling you to train only 4 days a week, but definitely for the sets for a natural lifter. Definitely do 2 to 3 warm-up sets, and then just complete all out, balls to the wall, 1 set, 2 sets for each movement, and that's it. I definitely think that's the way to go for natural lifters, and that you can apply that to if you're doing 4 days a week, training 3 days a week, hell, 5 or 6 days a week, maybe even 7, all right, if you're crazy like that. But without further ado, let's get into this, all right? I've been rambling on too long. Let's see what this guy has to offer.
Let's start the Friday. Let's rock and roll. In there. Yeah, that's it then. One less squeeze.
All right, so we are starting off strong with a forgotten exercise, all right? I never see anybody doing pullovers. I don't even see machines like this for the pullover, all right? It's got like a little, looks like a 1800s style horse carriage wheel on each side. Got a freaking steel bar that he's grabbing onto. I don't think I've seen a machine like this at any gym I've been to. I haven't been to that many gyms, but been to a few and none of them have a machine like this. And back to my point before, this is a forgotten exercise. Nobody does pullovers anymore because nobody talks about them. All right, if they are doing them, it's on like the cable machine or whatever, that's fine, right? Probably works, but I feel like either dumbbell or like a specific machine like this is really just gonna be so much better. Arnold did pullovers. Pretty sure every great golden era bodybuilder, silver era bodybuilder did pullovers. You read Steve Reeves' book, dumbbell pullovers. They did breathing pullovers, which was like a set of 20, and they would do like this deep breath system, like every rep, like 3 deep breaths or whatever, 1 deep breath or something. I forgot the exacts of it, but they did these deep breaths, and when they did it, they wanted to work not only the back, the lats, but they were working the rib cage, so like the thorax and all that, because they wanted to get wide. How true that is, I'm not sure. I don't really read up that much on that stuff, but this is a great back workout. All right, I do it all the time, pretty much every back day, and again, it's great.
Lock it up. Throw this piece of shit out. Come on, use the back. Muscle the back. One at a time. Out. In there. Mighty pullovers. That's the way. Squeeze it in.
You guys hear that?
Ooh. Yeah. Nice. Right? Yeah.
All right, so those look to be warm-up sets. All right, he's got a training partner, that is something else that you don't really see nowadays. I know you used to see it a lot back in the day. I know Arnold had either Franco Colombo or like that Ed Corney guy or something. Steve Reeves had George Eiferman. A lot of guys had training partners. And the great thing about a great training partner, because anyone can have a training partner, right? That's not what makes a great champion, though, okay? A great training partner makes a great champion. And I can already tell just by listening to this guy right here, this guy, see his shoulder? He's a freaking great training partner, all right? He's yelling at him during warm-up sets. Like, who gets on you during warm-up sets? Nobody, okay? I see guys all the time spotting benchers, guys going for like heavy 1-rep maxes, and they're like struggling, all right? I know you don't know the guy, but freaking scream at the guy. I had this one guy come up to me one time, and he was doing incline with like 105s or whatever. He was a decently built guy, and he's like, yeah, you want to spot me? And I'm like, yeah, sure. All right, so he goes to do it, and he's going up for, I think, his second rep or something, and he was struggling a little bit. So I go right up to his ear, and I'm freaking screaming at this guy, all right? I'm freaking yelling at him, right? And lo and behold, he gets the weight up, all right? I really think you guys need to understand that screaming like this, getting amped up, it helps so much. That with loud music, I think it's even better than loud music, all right? If you have a training partner just freaking getting on your ass, it's one of the best things when you're lifting, It really is. And if you don't have that, maybe seek it out in somebody, one of your friends or something. I'm a bit unlucky. I don't really have someone like that, so I have to do it myself. But, we got to do what we got to do.
hip 48.
So this is definitely the working set. Let's get nasty. You guys hear that? Hopefully you can hear it. Hold the mic up. Not much to say after that. All right, that is what you want to be training like on everything. Okay, just balls to the wall. You guys know me. I love training like that. And I know there is a lot of division. It seems like there's a lot of division right now among every like fitness YouTuber or whatever. It's like the war of science-based against like the bros, right? And I think it's just like the dumbest thing ever. You know, I feel like you can have success doing anything and everything as long as you have that. And that is freaking intensity. All right? The ability to go balls to the wall every working set. You know, not the warm-ups. You know, warm-ups, it's just a warm-up. But the working sets, the ability to just go as hard as you can. That is what's going to give you the edge, all right? To bring that energy, all right, that effort, the will to lift the weight, all right, to try to strive for an extra rep every week on whatever movement you're doing. That's what's going to get you there. That's what's going to give you the edge, all right? Everyone's talking about, well, you know, science-based lifting, it's better than, you know, just throwing weight around. And then on the other side, it's like throwing weight around is better than science-based or whatever. And honestly, the lines are blurred. Okay? I don't even know. I couldn't even define science-based lifting. All right? Maybe just using studies to do whatever you do. I mean, it makes sense, right? But there's also a lot of caveats when it comes to that. All right? I feel like we need to look at the champions of the past and present, see what they do, right? Or even just look at athletes, right? Just like professional athletes, right? Olympians, football players, hell, even baseball players. I know they have to train a specific way for their specific sport, but they found success doing what they're doing. They've reached the top for a reason, right? I feel like we definitely need to look at that before we listen to, you know, influencers, right? Content creators. It's like, it just, it's very comical. But again, back to the main point. That's how you want to train, right? If you're not bringing intensity like that, it don't matter what you're doing. All right, you're probably not going to get big. You probably aren't that big. All right, so he did one working set of the pullover. Complete failure. We all saw that. And now he's warming up on the lever row, high row, lever row, or whatever, hammer strength machine. I think we could skip through these warm-up sets. We got the freaking training partner right here. That's what you love to see. All right. He is supplying Dorian with, tremendous amounts of energy. All right. And then when it's his turn to lift, Dorian, he answers right back. That's what you want to see, especially when you have a training partner. I've done it before when you're training with someone. It's like during your set, they're like on their phone or whatever. It's like, dude, come on. Like, I don't care that we're in a public gym here, all right? Like, let's get it going, all right? We're here to freaking lift some heavy-ass weight, okay? But it's great to see. And another thing I noticed, these guys are, like, grunting, all right? They're heaving, they're howling, freaking screaming. The training partner was just screaming. I mean, you don't see this anymore, all right? And I just feel like a lot of people are very, self-conscious about what they look like, how they sound, right? They don't want people to look at them. It's very sad how that has become a thing now. It's like everyone's like afraid of how they look and all that. Who cares? All right, we're all going to die one day, right? Like, we're all eventually going to die. Who cares? If you really care that much about lifting, right, you're not there to whatever, please others, which you should not be, all right? You should be there for yourself, okay? And to make yourself stronger, both physically and mentally. You shouldn't really care what other people are thinking of you. I'm not telling you to scream like an idiot, right? Like, like every rep on like, I don't know, like a leg curl machine or something. But, when you're doing the hard stuff, you got to let out some noise. It's just the way it is. That's effort, all right? And if you aren't letting out some noise, it's going to work against you. That's just the way it is. But I think we can skip through these warm-up sets here, see if he does a work-it set.
Pullers, S1T. Stretch and pull, man. You got that point. Let's get nasty, Yates. Nasty. Nasty strong. Yeah. That's it then. Ooh. Yeah, I think that's the way.
All right, so I like this, what he's doing here. All right, you see how you guys see how, sorry, I can't speak right now. You guys see how he is squeezing when he gets to, the peak of the movement instead of just flailing it. This is very good to do when you're using a machine like this, a hammer strength machine. All right, I love doing this, feeling the squeeze, especially before I do something like, let's say like a cheat row or something. I just call them rows, but everyone seems to call them like croc rows or something. Before you do like a dumbbell row, heavy dumbbell row, or a heavy barbell row. I love doing this stuff, either this or doing moderate weight on like a low pulley, all right, close grip, V grip or whatever, you guys know what I'm talking about, and squeezing at the back, really feeling that. And then that usually gets my back nice and warmed up, nice and ready for the barbell row, right? The heavy stuff, lower back's all warmed up, upper back's warmed up, gets me ready to go. So I'm curious to see if he does either a heavy dumbbell row after this, because that's what it seems like, where it seems like it's heading. Let's find out here.
Come on. That's it. Bring it in. Yes. Bring it on that. Squeeze it in. That's you. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Come on, man. Get that for it. Come on, that's you. Let's go again. Come on. Awesome pull now. Squeeze it. Yeah. Go again, man. Put it in. Finish it. Finish it.
This guy is walking around like the freaking Terminator. All right, yep. He did one set of that, and he went to failure on that machine, okay? And I think that's great. It's really good to go to failure on the hammer strength machines, absolutely. Give me 1 sec. Just need to check make sure my audio is still recording here. But that's what you want to do. And he just did 1 set, and now he's doing exactly what I said. It looks to be like he is doing a heavy barbell row, right? He's going straight to that right now.
You're the barbell, yeah? Yes. Let's go forward. No mercy. Good weight for a small woman.
That's funny, all right? He's a funny guy. He says this is a good weight for a small woman. I'm pretty sure he's got like 405 on the bar. This is funny, you know? He's cracking himself up, all right? He probably said that for the camera, all right? But he's a funny guy, all right? He's screaming, he's howling, but he's still got jokes.
Joe and Diesel. Let's see that form. Nice and tight. Oh, yeah.
So a nice little warm-up set there of 4 reps. We got some nice classic like heavy metal rock music playing in the background. I like that stuff. Right? I know everyone's very, you know, they have their different preferences when it comes to music and stuff, but a lot of this new shit, it's like the mumble rap and all that stuff. Like I can't stand it, man. Like I need something that's just like gets me going, and that new stuff, it's just not it. All right, if that's you, you know, do you? All right, but that's just not me.
One rep at a time. 20 seconds.
All right, my mistake. I think he warmed up with 2 plates or whatever, or then a 25 or something, so 275. That's like what I rep usually on these. And then now he has 405. All right, he's just moving some weight. All right, if you guys notice, I know a lot of guys be like, "Oh, his form is so bad." You know, his back has to be parallel to the ground and just pull it up. That is more optimal for the back. And this guy was champion. All right, look at the way he's doing it. All right, I'm not saying I have all the answers. He has all the answers. All right, but this worked for him, and it worked for a lot of guys before him who were number one. So give it some thought. All right, I really think that we have to stop focusing on what is the most optimal, especially since most of us aren't professional bodybuilders. All right, we're just training to, you know, get stronger. All right, and I always pose this question to people that are like, you know, doing this like super strict form, you know, is more optimal with a lightweight than just throwing weight around sometimes. And I'm like, yeah, maybe more optimal for a bodybuilder or a newbie to bodybuilding, you know, someone that's still in that newbie gains stage. But I feel like throwing the weight around is much more optimal for the everyday guy because you're just getting stronger, you know? It's just, don't you want to be stronger and not care so much about looking like a bodybuilder or whatever? So just a question to intrigue your mind a little. No mercy, no prisoners. What is this, Cobra Kai? This guy is awesome, this training partner. Look at that. So he does 1 set of 6 reps, I'm pretty sure it was, of heavy rowing, barbell rowing, just throwing weight around. And look what he kind of sandwiched that with, everyone say the science-based stuff, right? So here's a guy who was champion for a long time, right? I think like 5 or 6 years. And he went up against freaking like beasts, all right? He's doing everything, okay? So what better example to show that it doesn't really matter what you do as long as you do like a combination of everything and you just bring that one thing, that freaking intensity, that freaking balls to the wall mentality, the will to just go until you can't push no more. And having a training partner to help with the assisted reps at the end makes all the difference. If you don't have a training partner, which a lot of you don't, including me, you can do the partials, But awesome, all right? I love it. Freaking love watching these videos, okay? But it does seem like he put more of his focus on the heavy barbell rowing because I feel like that's going to build, like just the sheer size, the thickness. And then this stuff, now he's got the isolateral chest-supported single arm row. This stuff's like the icing on the cake. He's like squeezing at the back. It's very hard to do that when you're just throwing weight around. So, very, very cool.
That's it! Yes! Fight everyone! That's it! Let's go! Pull it in, guys! That's you! Let's go again! Let's go again!
One more. I don't know if you guys see this right here. This guy's head looks to be, I know the angle might be deceiving, but his training partner's head's like 1.5 feet away from him. He's yelling at him, his spit particles are probably like flying on Dorian's face while he's trying to lift. Like, this is just awesome. I love the title, Blood and Guts. It's just, this is awesome, right? It's fun. It's very like macho, hopefully I don't get canceled for that. I don't really give a shit, but it's very macho, very old school. And I feel like we need to make a return to this. This is fun, we need to stop worrying about all this gimmicky crap, paralysis by analysis. That is a great thing that I've heard plenty of times watching videos nowadays. And I think it's very, very significant now, paralysis by analysis. But again, we need to get back to this stuff, the old school just mentality, blood and guts. All right, we already know he's going to go to failure. He's training his ass off. Let's see what the next workout is.
Come on then, Diesel. Let's see that chunky movement. Yeah. Pull and squeeze.
All right, so warming up looks like on a rear delt machine. I haven't seen a prone rear delt machine like this. This thing looks sick. All right, a lot of the times you go to commercial gyms, the machines are like those rear pec decks, which are good machines. All right, don't get me wrong, but a prone one like this, freaking love that. When I do rear delts in my garage gym, I don't have a machine like this, so I either do sit on a bench, okay, and then come back, or I'll just hinge my legs when I do like heavy sets and just do heavy dumbbells, no bench or whatever, just bending down. Nobody does that anymore. Nobody does a rear delt workout like that anymore. They all do on the machine, which is fine, but when you want to do more weight, I've maxed out that machine plenty of times. So when you want to do more weight, try the dumbbells. There he goes, walking around like a freaking Terminator again. All right, here we go. Now he's doing the workout I just talked about. Rear delt dumbbell flies. Did you guys just see that? That was kind of pathetic. So his training partner was doing them, and Dorian was kind of just like, he looked zoned out. Like he wasn't even like in it with his training partner. Kind of messed up. All right. Considering all the energy that his partner's giving him in this, and then you just see that, it's like, bro, come on. But again, this video is about Dorian. This is not about the training partner guy, which I gotta look up this guy's name. This guy is freaking awesome.
This is good, man. Come on. Keep playing. Do it again. Yes. Good. That's the way.
All right, so he's just doing those with like 90-pound dumbbells. All right, I do them with, I think the highest I've gotten is 65-pounders, and he had way better form than I usually do on those 95-pound dumbbells, just throwing the weight back. Rear delt specialist. All right, and again, if you guys have not done that movement, try it out. That is just great movement. Skip this. All right, we got lower back. All right, he's got the weight on like a little aluminum bar, using a Roman chair. I do these all the time. All right, I don't have that set up. I usually just pick up 45-pound plate, bear hug it, and I'll squeeze at the top just like this. All right, for lower back, I'll do that, and I'll do probably like deadlifts or maybe rounded back deadlifts, you know, a little lighter weight than usual deadlift weight. But the lower back is something that I feel so many guys neglect in their training. And when you're trying to get like deadlift PRs, hell, even squat and bench PRs, like the lower back is such an integral part. And I feel like a lot of people really fail to realize that. So to see him doing stuff like this, champion doing something like this, it's freaking awesome.
That's good. Even like everyone like that. Yeah. Good. Body up, squeeze it. And again. Squeeze it back. Yeah. That's good. Strong.
He's holding for about like two seconds at the top. What are we rowing again here? What the hell's going on? He's got a 315 plus 50. So what's that, 365? All right, now we got 405 plus 50, so 455. This is the last exercise. Training partner still yelling at him. I didn't even hear him. He's like, ugh. Freaking traps like they're going over his head. Love to see that. Did a deadlift variation kind of at the end, almost like an RDL deadlift, but that was definitely for the lower back. I mean, did on a back day. That's probably something I got to start doing. Definitely strengthens the lower back if you take out that part of the deadlift where you hit the ground, have to reset. You know, definitely keeps the lower back in all that tension. the entire time. So definitely something I want to try out. But yeah, that's it for the video. All right. I feel like we need to return to this stuff. Okay. I feel like there's just so much like division right now. I know I said this before, but division in the fitness space or whatever. Everyone thinks that they're an expert on their certain way of doing things, their philosophy behind training. And I feel like a lot of us need to humble ourselves, right? We need to look at who the best were, how they did things, learn from that, and then go from there. It's like we're all trying to build muscle, all right? We shouldn't be so concerned with trying to find the best way, and prove that that's the only way that works, okay? Because obviously this guy's doing everything, right? He's doing everyone coins it, the science-based shit, right? On the hammer strength machine, squeezing, all right? Slow eccentric squeeze, all right? But then he's doing, the meathead stuff, right? The ego lift that everyone calls it, just throwing the weight around. It's like this guy was an animal. And Dorian wasn't just some other, bodybuilding champion. I picked to watch this video for you guys because he pretty much changed the entire landscape of bodybuilding. And I'm not like some bodybuilding, history buff nerd, all right, bodybuilding nerd. I'm really not. I much prefer when they were natural, all right? I feel like these guys look like freaks nowadays, all right? But they still know how to build muscle, okay? And again, he changed the entire landscape of bodybuilding. He brought from, I think it was Lee Haney before him. It was like the aesthetics, all right, but still good size, And then he just changed it to the freaking mass monsters, all right? These massive guys we see, and you don't really see that much, all right? So that's why I chose to watch this one, and obviously he knew what he was doing. But I hope you guys learned something from this video. If you like this format, let me know, all right? Let me know down in the comments, and I will be back soon with another video, right? As always, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.